Good morning and a warm welcome to Cheche, the program where opinion counts, live on Citizen TV and Hot 96 FM. I'm Udwaka Mimo. Well, we've had a grim start to the week with yet another grenade attack in the country, this time at a church. There's growing outrage about the rising death toll on Kenyan roads and the announcement we've all been waiting for from one of the deputy prime ministers. Musalia Mudavadi is set to announce the party he will be joining later today. So, giving us his opinions on those issues and on his presidential campaign is former presidential advisor and foreign minister Rafael Tuju, along with Citizen TV's Mutegi Njau and political analyst David Makali. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to Cheche. Now, of course, Mr. Tuju, we know that you want to get into State House. How would a President Tuju deal with the rising insecurity in the country?
Well, security is not just the responsibility of government. Security is responsibility of all of us. So one of the things I would do is to ensure that we bring more wananchi into making sure that we all deal with the security issue. That's what's happening in other countries which have got same problem of terrorism. It's a very, very new problem that we have in this country. We didn't have to train our policemen on how to deal with this. Our policemen were not trained to deal with terrorism. So we'll also have to change the training so that they are more skilled in how to deal with it.
David, does that make sense?
I can tell you, I'm not a security expert. And so one of the things that I would do is to get the best minds.
But obviously, as a presidential candidate, you have thought through these issues and maybe without, going into what you intend to do, because that's still a long way to go, do you think, or are you satisfied with the way the government is handling security right now as a beginning point?
In security, you can never really do enough. You can do everything to check people as they get into buildings, check people as they get into churches and so forth, but that it can never really be enough. I think the government is in a very difficult situation, but what I just said earlier is that we are not trained, our security forces are not properly trained on how to deal with these things. So we're going to have those problems.
But
you also have the problem.
Sir, I'll jump in here because we have an intelligence service in Kenya, and we know that before the grenade attack on the church on Sunday, the U.S. Embassy put out a warning saying that a terror attack was imminent in Kenya. What are our intelligence services doing? And why is it that government authorities, and you are part of this government, after every attack tell us, oh, they will do more, the culprits will be apprehended, they will be brought to book, they will be punished, but nothing ever happens?
You know, the very nature of terrorism, I don't want to be in the business of protecting the government because I no longer work for government. I'm just giving you my opinions. And I did have the privilege of actually dealing with some of these issues when I was in government, so I know how complex it is. But the very nature of terrorism is that it is not a normal crime. You don't know where to expect it. So in general terms, all of us have a role to play. And of course, we have to
But the thing, Raf, is
make the government
satisfied? I mean,
well, I'm not.
That's all okay. I mean, you always seem to be very hesitant about, putting critical views forward about this government because you've been part of it. You seem a little beholden to it. You are in the field now looking for the presidency. We want to hear what you'll do for security. And are you satisfied with the government's handling of security? People are saying it's not doing enough. I'm not satisfied. Churches are saying
you're not satisfied.
I'm not satisfied. That I can tell you.
Places.
I'm not
Is
satisfied.
That practical? What are these solutions?
I can tell you, I'm not satisfied. We should be able to do more. And the more that we should be able to do includes retraining, especially more training on how to deal with terrorism. And let us borrow from some of the best practices from around the world, because I just think that we don't have enough skills on how to deal with this.
Is that good enough?
I don't know.
And it's not only training, but before he talks, it's not only training. That's among a raft of things that we have to do. When you're talking about retraining, you're talking about community policing, we're talking about more collaboration between the wananchi and the police itself, we're talking about just more policemen to be hired. We don't have enough policemen in this country in terms of the ratios that are recommended by the United Nations. So we need a raft of things to be done, like we need in so many other sectors of our country, whether it is education, whether it is
and we'll come to those issues, but let me ask
you,
Mutegi, do you think that's good enough?
I don't know about security also myself, but I have issues with my friend here, Rafael Tuju, about not only has he been in government, but he has been a journalist, he became a politician. The story we understand is that when you wanted to be a member of parliament, and you said it actually, but you didn't say it categorically, that you had to pay money to be given a nomination of that political party when you initially wanted to be. And if that is what you did, you think you fit in the chapter 6, if you did that?
Well, I'm glad you say that. I never said that. I think there was one time when some politicians said that they helped me. And what I said is that they should tell the full story.
What is the story?
Why they helped me and why they helped me. And they never explained what it is. But at no time did I say that I gave a bribe.
You did not want to, originally the story is that you wanted to be a nominated member of parliament. Then you were told you can't actually be elected. Give us this amount of money and you'll be elected.
Hogwash, it's not true.
Okay.
It's not true. It's just not true.
All right, Raf, you candidature.
Yes.
A lot of things have been said about it, that you are a project of President Mwai Kibaki, you're a project of State House, you're a project of the OP where you worked, you have very close relations with the president, and that your entry into the race for the presidency was inspired by a desire to obstruct Raila or destroy his best in Nyanza, and that your vehicle will only move from Kisumu to Kericho and deliver the passengers to another party, to State House.
You know, every time I'm interviewed by media, this always keeps coming
up. It comes up because it's in the public domain.
Yes, it always comes up. The problem is that a lot of my detractors, those who may not see things my way, they'd rather not face the real issues that face this country, because I've tried to run an issue-based campaign. I've tried to tell Kenyans, where did this rain start beating us? The youth population bulge, the unemployment level and the underemployment level, which is over 60%. The ethnic polarization, which stems from some of our very unfortunate histories. Virtually every community in this country has got something to complain about with respect to this government, the previous government, the Kenyatta government, and the colonial government. That's why we have the MRC issues, we have the Mungiki issues, and so forth. The issues in our education sector, we have over 200,000 children who did not go to Form 1 this year. After 5 years, there's 1 million of them. Those are the issues I talk about. But constantly,
yes,
I'm brought to discuss about my personal relationship with the Prime Minister and so forth. I think one of the things that I would like to appeal to people like you, if you want me to debate with the Prime Minister, bring him here, and we can debate the issues. But I think this issue of always trying to go into personalities, I don't think it is helping this country to move.
Okay, we'll look into that. Let's just exhaust some of the issues, because Mutegi brought up something quite interesting when he alleged that you may have given or received a bribe, and we know that corruption has been a stain on Kenya's record. How would a President Tuju deal with that? And if we were to look at your record, given the new laws that are being enacted, would we find anything to hit you with?
I think I've got a very good level of comfort as far as my record is concerned. I do have a record in terms of delivering to my constituents when I was a member of parliament. I do have a record of being very even-handed when I was a minister in various positions. I never gave jobs to my relatives when I was minister. You'd not hear of my relatives who were appointed as ambassadors and those kind of things. And
that is something you said.
Right. I am very, very comfortable in the sense that you'll not find that I've dipped my hands in any pension scheme or any specific bribery scandals. I mean, I think if I was to be corrupt, then you'd have heard me on issues like licensing for the GPS licenses, the mobile phone things and so forth. If anything, I cancelled them. I was taken to court and sued for $1 billion shillings for some of the, not $1 billion shillings, but $1 billion for some of the things that I took tough decisions on advice of Gidongo, that you have to be tough on this, and I took those tough decisions.
So how would you